your boy here, and welcome to my SpongeBob Best Day Ever review. So, today's video, we're going to be talking about the SpongeBob Season 4 episode, Best Day Ever. The infamous one for being the most hyped up episode from Season 4 and being hyped up to be a special. Yes, this episode. Ooh hoo hoo. I have the biggest hot take with this episode for sure. I surprisingly, in my heart, really love Best Day Ever. And I'll explain why in a few minutes, or once I'm done with reviewing the episode itself. So the episode starts with SpongeBob getting up for his best day ever. He tells Gary that he's gonna go flip Krabby Patties, do karate with Sandy, jellyfish with Patrick, and then at the end of the ball, they're gonna Squidward's gonna do a concert. SpongeBob gets excited and explodes, and then sings "Best Day Ever" again, and reaches the Krusty Krab, and then oh no, seems like the Krusty Krab is locked, but it's because of nematodes from Home Sweet Pineapple has returned. And this is one of those parts of the episode I really like, is that SpongeBob helps Mr. Krabs out with the nematodes by using his, nose, which, fun fact, that's a reference to how SpongeBob uses his nose in the theme song. The do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You know what I mean? Anyway. Next thing in this episode I want to talk about is, obviously, Sandy. This is the only part of the episode this is the only two out of two scenes that I disliked. These are the only two least parts of the episode, but it's not too bad. This one is not too bad compared to Patrick's. Anyway, Sandy has her tree dome leaking, and instead of SpongeBob helping her, he tries to do karate, even though what I would have done here is basically have SpongeBob help Sandy first, and then they do karate. Wouldn't that make more sense? But no, SpongeBob has to try to do karate again, and yet doesn't help Sandy, but at least Sandy teaches him a lesson by punching him into the ceiling of the tree dome with his karate helmet, hanging there, and just basically, plugging up the leak, which I think is karma to SpongeBob. So that's what he does. That's what he gets. That's what he gets for being so impatient and not helping out and being a little bit unhelpful. Next up is Patrick, which I think this is the only part of the episode I outright dislike. And, yeah. No. Patrick here is a little selfish. So, let me explain why I don't like Patrick here in this part of the episode. He breaks his net, basically, and then once SpongeBob gives him his own net, he breaks it again. He breaks the net again, and then uses SpongeBob's new net, and basically just goes jellyfishing without SpongeBob. Yeah, and Patrick doesn't even give it back to SpongeBob for a turn, which kind of gives me some Yours, Mine, and Mine vibes, in the card vibes too, where Patrick is being a little selfish, basically. Or, no, Yours, Mine, and Mine specifically. Where Patrick and basically both this episode and Yours, Mine, and Mine have a scene where Patrick doesn't share with SpongeBob with an object, so that's kind of something, huh? Gives me some Yours, Mine, and Mine vibes again. And then we get to the climax where Squidward's net is basically ruined. And SpongeBob encourages him to play in the concert, and SpongeBob even gives him one of his teeth, which I think is very helpful of him. And that's basically it. Then SpongeBob doesn't. Then there's a there's a there's a conflict where SpongeBob doesn't have a ticket, so he can't even get inside. Uh-oh, seems like that SpongeBob's in a pickle now. What he's gonna do? Sneak into the concert. Well, it didn't work out two times. Well, it didn't. So it didn't work the first time. Didn't work the second time, and then it didn't work the third time. So what does SpongeBob do? Hide in Mrs. Puff's purse. Yeah, sorry guys, but I can't really say too much, honestly. Um, anyway, I think this is gonna be a short review because I can't really say too much else on this episode. But anyway, after that, SpongeBob finally gets inside because he's VIP apparently, and then the concert ended, and now SpongeBob is mad and gets upset and basically marches his way up to the concert to the stage and says it's not over. He says that this day was supposed to be his perfect day, but then everything went crap. Basically, that's what he says. And then SpongeBob's friends were very concerned and tells him it's all right, but SpongeBob thinks it's not all right and think that today was basically a failure. But his friends reassure him that at least that SpongeBob helped them, so that makes it the best day ever for them. And that Mr. Krabs even says it's about us, and how SpongeBob did a good job, and basically says that they're gonna redeem themselves and basically give him the best day ever that he wanted, which is great. And I think it's very sweet because this is very relatable to me because I actually do help out friends in my school who has a problem they are facing, and basically what happens is that I help them out, and yeah, and sure they don't even they don't say like do a good like don't even try to like pay me back for doing that for them, but at least I know that they are at least I know that I am doing it for them. In fact, I even do stuff. I even help out doing tasks for my family, and I basically sure I will say that they instead unlike my friends they actually do reward me. Also, they do reward me, mostly for that. Well, at least 50-50 on that, and at least they say a good job on that. So yeah, that's why this episode is really relatable because it's relatable to spending time with your family and friends, which is a good message for kids to learn that they shouldn't always get what they always want and just spend time with their friends and family and have the best day ever basically. And then the episode ends with a repeat of the best day ever song. And that's basically best day ever. I described it in 8 minutes. So, what do I think of this episode? 9 out of 10. I absolutely love Best Day Ever, and I love the song itself. Best Day Ever is literally my favorite song of the entire show. Yes, I say it's the most iconic, most creative, most comp, most like mostly everything about Best Day Ever is just a great experience. One of the best songs I ever heard from my life. And let me get into a little controversy or of the marathon itself. Yes, I think it's rigged that Karate Island was number 1 on that list. Because I think that's bullcrap. How can Karate Island, of all episodes, make it to number 1 on that list? That makes no sense. Pick the better episode to be number 1, not don't do don't you? This is why never Nickelodeon never try to do this again. At least I'm glad they don't do this anymore because honestly, that is just stupid and rigged. I seen the marathon on VHS when I was younger at my friend Steve's house back in Pennsylvania, and I would say yes, Cry Island being number 1 is bullcrap, and I don't like that. But I guess I let's talk about the other YouTubers who reviewed this episode and talk about them real quick. Or no, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, I think Best Day Ever is a really great episode. I can see why some people might. This is a love it or hate it type of episode where you love it for its jokes and or if you don't dislike it because of the marketing. I like it because of the jokes and humor and also that it's pretty special. Honestly, I don't even care if it was 11 minutes long. I thought it was a really good special. And I even consider it a special, personally. Just like how people consider To SquarePants or Not to SquarePants a special too. So that's something. Anyway, I think that wraps up this video. Sure, it was only 12 minutes, but I really like Best Day Ever. I wish people could actually like this episode more. Instead of hating it just because of the marketing crap. But I think that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Wait, not Twitch. I don't even know what Twitch is. Amino, Snapchat, and I'll probably get a Blue Sky account if I have to. And I'll tune in for the next video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Cartoon Retro Boy is out, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Victory screech. Praise the magic conch.